Hey guys, this is Cam for15 back at it with another video for you guys. And I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. This is anime episode of One Piece 975. First things first, I want to get off my chest before I start the review. Sorry for getting this video up late. I know I've been giving up my One Piece anime reviews of late, but again, I at least try to get them up Sunday morning. But the thing is, I was originally going to upload this to YouTube Saturday, but the problem is I came down with a bad stomach bug, and obviously I freaking puked it all up because of the stomach bug, and I wasn't really strong enough to do it, but I did watch the episode, and man, what an emotional episode, and I guess the climax to really, well, next week is going to be the true end of the backstory. But if you wanted to say this is kind of the end to the backstory of the Oden backstory, you could say here. Next week is going to kind of clean some things up to see what some of the characters do after this point on. But I would say this is the one episode where you can say this caps off a pretty amazing anime retelling of the Oden backstory. I've seen some people who are like manga readers on Twitter say, like, this was a really, the anime did a phenomenal job in doing the Oden backstory. And in some cases, there has been some parts in the backstory where some people actually have said the anime actually did a better interpretation of what they did in the manga, which is, again, great to see because, again, I really liked how now I haven't read all the One Piece manga. Like in terms of the manga, if I've read of One Piece, I've only read up to like halfway point of Drum Island. I like the fact that there are some manga fans that will have to admit like, yo, the fucking One Piece anime is actually kicking, in some cases, the manga's ass in some scenes. I think again, you'll just have to give it up to Toei for not only like making these scenes matter with not only the art and the animation, but some of the scenes that make these scenes so powerful. Like I know, for example, in this episode, I've seen some manga people say that how the Toki death in the anime was more impactful and much more betterly handled than in the manga, because they said in the manga the Toki death was kind of just like, oh, she just dies and it's over. But in the anime, they really focus and they actually show the death of Toki happening here. Now, we get into this week's episode. I don't really have notes, so I'm kind of just going all over the place. And I'm not remembering most of the things, but I'll do the best I can. But after, obviously, Oden, being boiled and stuff like that, obviously you have the people want to like, Lord Oden, we should have listened to you. You did all this for us and we betrayed you. We should have listened and stuff like that. The fact that you did all this dancing for us. And then obviously this is getting Orochi very pissed. He's like, fuckers, you just don't know when to quit. And he actually shoots one of the people because they're like, Orochi, come on, man. You can't do this to us. And then he shoots him. And then that's when people are like, and then that's when Orochi's like, kill the scabbards. Get anything left of the Kozuki Clan dead. I want it all gone, because he doesn't want anything of the Kozuki, clan left. He wants it all dead, essentially, so there's no rebellion, potentially. We see the scabbards running away. They eventually get to the hideout, and essentially they're coming up with the next plan. They're like, we need to meet up with Toki, get out of here. We need to find a way, get on a boat, get out of Wano, and get to Zoe, since, the Kozuki clan and the Minks are essentially locked in arms, essentially. So that's their plan. Essentially, we need to find a way to get out of Wano, somehow get to Zoe, and then we can discuss about maybe trying to come back and trying to take over. So the first thing we got to do is take Toki. Now, Cat Viper and Dogstorm are getting into an argument over the whole Oden stuff and how he died, and like, because Cat Viper's like, we need to just take it to these guys and fight back and get revenge for Oden. But Dogstorm's like, dude, did you know what just happened to us? We're not allowing that to happen. We're just only gonna fight it. We're essentially fighting a losing battle. And that's where you kind of see the two, from what we know famously, when we got to the Zoe arc and first, that they two were obviously started their infighting with each other. It gets to the point where they're infighting. I forgot the stupid gigantic things. They're not called gifters. I forgot what they're called. Damn it. The gigantic creatures in Kaido's forces that are still in silhouette, and we only see red eyes of them. They managed to grab a hold of Dog Viper and Cat Viper, Dog Storm and Cat Viper, and essentially the other Scabbers like, come on, we should go after them. And then Kinemon's like, no, we got to continue going. We have to leave them. Listen, they can get out on their own. I trust in them, but we cannot go back and focus. Otherwise, we're going to get caught again. So it's the same thing of, listen, don't look back, keep running. Now, Shinobu comes up and she asks Kinemon, like, yo, is it okay if I join the Scabbards? Essentially, Kinemon's like, hey, we all joined and Oden just let us come into his little group. We just joined. So you're more than welcome to. So that's, I guess, when you officially can call Shinobu a part of the Scabbards, essentially kind of somewhat replacing Izu's spot. So they're all running back. Then all of a sudden, Ashura Doji and Denjiro, they get stuck between two beast pirates, or a few beast pirates, and they're like, Kinemon, just go on. Don't worry about us. We'll take care of this. Just keep running. And that's when they kind of leave, and that's kind of when they're split away for the time being. So then it's Kinemon, Shinobu, Raizo, Kanjuro, and Jesus, I'm trying to remember the last one. Kiku. Now Shinobu and Kiku eventually depart from them because that's how it went and stuff like that. Oh, and Kawamatsu is there as well with them. I almost forgot. They both split up. So eventually, the one thing is we cut back to the castle. Obviously, Momonosuke, he's emotional with everything that's going on, and stuff like that. He even remembers all the good times with his father, and again, another heartstring emotional part of the episode where they bring up the freaking past stuff that Oden did with him and Hiyori, and stuff like that. They give a very interesting thing where, you see Hiyori, like when she does when she's older as Komurasaki, when she's playing the one banjo type of thing and stuff like that. I found it funny that I was like, you should play that at my funeral. And then that gets Hiyori upset. And then you have a whole bath scene where Oden's like, don't worry, I'm not gonna die or anything. I'm not gonna make you do that. And she's like, really? Which again is just a heart-stringing thing. And you just have the whole thing. We have King there, and they're burning down, and he's like, burn down that freaking castle and everything. And essentially, you just have the point where, Toki's holding on to Hiyori and Momonosuke. Then you have Kaido come out of nowhere. He's back in his regular form. He kicks open the door, and he punches Toki away. He's like, and then he grabs Momonosuke, and he's like, so, you're Oden's little brat. So tell me what your name is, boy. And because Momonosuke is too scared with not only the whole thing, because he flashes back to when Oden told him, like, one day you're going to be the ruler of, Wano and stuff like that, and you'll have to take in my place. Honestly, like a Lion King moment there and stuff like that. But Momonosuke is too afraid to say that, and he's just calling out. He's like, Oto-san, Dad! And then Kaido's like, are you effing kidding me? This freaking brat. He just throws him away to the side. He's like, you're not worth my time. I'm getting out of here. You're Oden's son? Wow. Pathetic. He raised such a weak-minded child. He transforms into his dragon form. He just gets the hell out of there. So again, I guess another aspect of he could have killed off the entire family line right then and there. But no, he didn't do it. He's just like, man, whatever. They're gonna die regardless. So that's when you have the Scabbards eventually show up. Toki's like, listen, I'm gonna do this where I send you into the future. 20 years into the future, you guys have to create a rebellion and you have to get revenge for the Kozukis. So that's when we see her send Momonosuke, Kinemon, Kanjuro, and Raizo all to the future. We see the whole thing where she gives Kawamatsu, Hiyori, where we know where that goes on there. And that gets Hiyori kind of sad. And, Toki's like, I'll see you soon. Then Toki kind of takes off. She gets shot by some arrows and stuff like that, and eventually gets to the point where she gets to the cliff part, or this whole standing part of the Curry Castle, where the old Oden tower is at, and she's essentially reciting essentially what I think is the prophecy of the fact that 20 years later, yada yada yada, the members of the Kozuki Clan will obviously get the revenge and stuff like that. Essentially saying the prophecy, but in the same time, that's when you have these pirates shoot her down not only with some arrows, but they give her some bullets, and when she takes the bullet, she essentially dies. I thought it was so emotional, because when you see her get the bullet, you can see the life in her, and after she gets shot, you can just see the gaze of life just go out of her eyes. And it was honestly emotional as hell. I was like, wow. And it was just crazy, because when she goes down, you have the blood, you have the moon literally reflect in the blood. You have the moon reflected from the blood. And that's kind of where the episode ends off there. Next week, we're gonna get some tie-ups to characters. Obviously, that's the characters that got what we presume to be captured. See how they got at that stuff. It seems like we're gonna get a little bit more into what Hiyori does. I guess how she ends up becoming, I guess, Kumurasaki at the young age she was, and stuff like that. We also see the one guy, Kiroshiro. Yeah, is it Kiroshiro? I think it's Kiroshiro we see. The guy with the blue top. We see him there. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what the heck's going on there. It's gonna be very freaking interesting to see that. And then 2, we're finally gonna get back into the present storyline. I'm guessing the episode next week is gonna end off with Luffy and company. Okay, all right. They're all okay. Their ships aren't destroyed, and that's when they're gonna appear at the end of the episode. And that's when we're gonna get to, I guess, the arc portion of Act 3, the Battle of Onigashima. But other than that, I definitely can't wait. I know a lot of people have been waiting for them to get back to the present storyline. I can't wait. And yeah, but other than that, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna get up here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.